What's up, everybody? This is Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles, and I just got back from New England Reptile Distributors. I picked up a couple snakes myself that Kevin got in for me. This one in here is a Dumerl's boa. I also have another boa down by my feet. But whenever I get a new snake in, I do some type of a real heavy mite treatment, even if I see no mites. So this video is gonna be focused on mite treatment, my new snake protocol, things that I do to bring snakes into my collection, and then also bringing them into quarantine. So both of these snakes, they're hopefully potential breeders in the future. This is the Dumerl's boa. You can see she's a gorgeous snake. She's nice and healthy, very big and heavy. So this girl is going to stay in this tub overnight. So what I have in here water. It's about 3/4 of the depth of her body. And again, this is really for an aggressive mite treatment. It'll hydrate her. But this girl is going to stay here. It's about 5 o'clock now. I'm going to let her sit in this water for about an hour. An hour from now, I'm going to put some Dawn dish soap, a pretty good amount so that if you swish your hand around, you'll make some bubbles. The point of this is the first hour is to let her drink and hydrate herself, relax in this bin. The water's nice and warm for her. It's warm in this room, but if you don't have a warm room, you could always put a heat pad underneath this. And once you put the soap in, if there are any mites have a very difficult time clinging to a snake's body, and instantly when the soap hits them, they're pretty much dead. So the first hour or so is to hydrate, just get them in water, get them comfortable with their new environment. Then you're going to put in some Dawn dish soap. I just use Dawn Original, the blue stuff. You put in a pretty good amount, let them sit overnight. In the morning, I'm going to take this bin, I'm going to take her out for a little bit, maybe a half hour or so, let her dry off, and then I will dump this water out and repeat the whole process. So again, let her sit in the water, probably about 20 minutes in the morning, put some more Dawn dish soap, and let her sit in there overnight again. I'm going to repeat this for 3 to 5 days or so. She'll probably be on the light end. I don't see any visible mites. I didn't see anything that was really concerning me, but the mite life cycle is about 3 to 5 days. So any eggs that will hatch, if there were eggs on her that hatched under her scales, those will be dead within 3 to 4 days and hatched out. So that's the purpose of keeping them in lists like this. Obviously checking on them often. You don't really want to keep a snake in water for this long of a time, but the risk of bringing mites into my collection is a lot riskier than keeping the snake in the water. Mites can do some serious damage if they're carrying diseases. So that's my mite and new snake protocol. Once she's done with this, she's going to go into a quarantine room, minimum 30 days before she comes into contact with anything. It's also very important that your quarantine room is actually a quarantine room. You can't take this snake and put it in with snakes that have been in quarantine for 6 months, and then you just reintroduce something new. So 30 days from the start of the last introduction is what I go by. A lot of people will say quarantine needs to be 6 months or more. What's the point of even doing a 30-day? Mine is mainly to check for parasites, see if they're eating, things like that. 30 days really isn't a long quarantine. You really should shoot for minimum 90 days. I just don't have the capabilities where I am, just have too much stuff, and I can watch the snake, generally see if there's anything weird or strange about them, and that's kind of what I do. So that's my new snake protocol, my mite treatment protocol. If I ever have mites, I haven't had mites in a very long time, but if I ever do, I'd pretty much do this with all the snakes. As time consuming as it would be, it really works. In addition, I would use no pest strips. I think those things work great. You get them in Home Depot, little foil package. You put one per rack, and the mites are gone within a couple days. You don't have to change anything out. I also hit it with, I don't have any around here handy, but it's called Reptile Spray. It comes in a tan bottle, and you can get it in the 1 gallon version, or little spray bottles if you have smaller collections. And I really think that stuff, in addition with the no pest strips, really works very, very well to kick the shit out of mites. Prevent a mite, I haven't had luck with that in a long time. When that first came out, it was the best stuff on the market. I don't know what happened or what changed in the past 10 or 15 years, but it just doesn't work like it used to. Maybe the mites are used to it now, but this is what I use. It works really well. I haven't had mites in a very long time, and I hope to keep it that way. So again, leave me some comments, subscribe, give me some feedback. I know a lot of you are going to give me some shit for keeping a snake in water for 3 to 5 days, but I have never had a bad experience. You have to check on them often. Don't put it in water for 3 days and walk away. You definitely have to check on them, change the water, and and it works really well. So I hope you guys get some useful help from this, and keep dropping comments, subscribing, and let me know the next topic. Thank you.